Yo, what's going on, everybody, man? It's your boy Marcus Elbow. Welcome to Elbow Media Studios. And if this is your first time, I appreciate you clicking on this video, man. If you're into iOS stuff and you're into MPC stuff and you're just into music production and streams and stuff like that, then you've clicked on the right channel. As you've seen in the title, today we're going to be reviewing or taking a look at the MPC One Retro Edition. Now, I know I've been kind of holding off on doing this for a minute because I have three MPCs. I have the MPC Live 1, I got the Live 2 Retro Edition, and now new to the family is the MPC One Retro Edition. So right off the muscle, let's go ahead and get one thing straight right now. The reason why I bought this machine wasn't because I wanted a one. That wasn't it. The reason why I bought this machine was because of the retro look. I'm not gonna lie. As you can see right here, the form factor of the retro is just simply beautiful. That's why I bought the MPC Live 2. I'm not gonna lie, because I had the one. I didn't really feel like I needed it. So when this one came out, it kind of caught me the same way, because I already kind of liked it, the form factor of it, you know, the square look. I thought that was dope. That kind of made it feel a little more retro to me. And it just seemed to make more sense that Akai would go with this whole retro look for the one because of the way that it looks. The whole square look is pretty awesome. So that's why I decided to go ahead and pick this boy up. Let's go ahead and get to a few specs real quick. The retro connections, it comes with 2 stereo ins and 2 stereo outputs. And again, this is their somewhat entry level newest machine, so it's not gonna have all of the ins and outs that you get on the MPC Live 2 and the MPC Live 1, but it does the job. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought that when I first got it, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna keep this. But then after I went ahead and got it, I was like, you know what? This is pretty neat. And we're gonna get to the reason why I love this machine off the muscle. Let's just finish up with the connection. So it has a USB Type B and it has a USB Type A as well. For the MIDI, it has a 5-pin MIDI in and a MIDI out. You can link up with the internet. It has the internet connection in the back. I'm gonna be real with you. Let's just get that. I'm not gonna do the pros and cons. I'm just gonna talk about this thing because we're just sitting up here chilling. As you can see, I'm just marinating. So I'm gonna make this really, truly just a conversation. The internet thing kind of turned me away from it a little bit. I felt like they could have put Wi-Fi on this thing. I mean, let's just be real. You can buy a $300 phone and you're gonna get the Wi-Fi. So I don't understand why Akai chose not to put Wi-Fi. I do understand it, but for me, it just really didn't make a lot of sense. I think they still would have sold a lot of these units, even if they would have decided to put the Wi-Fi on there. But again, it doesn't come with the Wi-Fi. They're not trying to make it to where people would not buy this and buy the live machine. So I get it, but you should have, come on, man. Y'all could have put the Wi-Fi on this. That would have been made it so great, because I use Splice, and Splice works even better with Wi-Fi. Don't get me wrong. I connected it. I was able to get my Splice stuff downloaded by just connected to the internet, and it worked just like it would if it was Wi-Fi. But still, I need the Wi-Fi on here. So that's one of the cons. It comes with a 4 CV connection jacks in the back as well. If you're into hooking up gear that way, you can do that. It comes with 2 gigs of storage, and it has 2 gigs of storage, 2 gigs of free space. This was another thing that kind of bothered me, and I don't want to talk down on the machine because I have it and I like it. But I was kind of spoiled with the MPC Live and the MPC Live 2 because they came with so many software options already available right out the box. You had more sounds available. You had some instrument stuff that you could use. It just had a lot more inside of it. And when I first booted up, I was a little surprised that I didn't have that many sounds available right at the ready. But it was an easy, simple fix. It does have a SD slot right here at the bottom of the unit, so you can load all of those instruments and sounds onto the SD card, and then you can still use it the same way. It was just kind of weird that I booted it up and I didn't have any of those things kind of ready as soon as I booted it up. It also has a 3.5mm jack for your headphones right next to the SD card, which is dope. So that was cool. Let's get to the button layout. It has 32 buttons right here at the top, as y'all can see here, and man, I'm gonna be real. The workflow for the MPC One trumps everything but probably the X. The workflow is magnificent. I mean, everything is right there at the ready, and this is what made it to where I could not send it back because of the actual button layout. As you guys can see here, you have your main there. If you want to go to browse, you got one button to get the browse. If you want to go to track mix, you got one button. Track mute, you know, I mean, menu, everything is right there. Your tempo, undo, shift, all your play controls is here. If you want to get the sample edit, you're one button away from sample edit. You want to get the program edit, you're one button away from that. Time correct, everything is right there. If you go over here, you got your full level over here. You got your 16 levels, copy, erase, note, repeat. Everything is just laid out perfect. Being able to have all that laid out like that, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's just awesome, awesome, awesome. I didn't think it would be that big of a deal. I was one of those guys that felt like, hey, that just ain't enough for me to go out and spend $1,000 or $900 for another machine because I already got two. But I'm gonna be honest, I love the machine. I love the button layout. All that other stuff I talked about, that stuff doesn't even matter. Now, let's just go ahead on and be honest. You're gonna pay $100 more for the Retro Edition. So if you are not really into the whole retro look, you can get this machine, I think, for $7.99 if I'm not mistaken. If you want to get the retro, it's $8.99. So you're going to end up paying $100 more. Now, these prices might not be super accurate because you know everything is going up now since we're having problems with whatever they're selling us, chips or whatever. So those prices might differ. But whatever the regular price is for the black one is going to be $100 more for the retro. Is it worth that? I don't know. It depends on how you feel. Me personally, it's worth it to me because I wanted to have the whole nostalgia of having the retro look. So that came in, like, when I seen it, I was like, yo, I gotta have it. So it is what it is. So yeah, the LED is nice. It's very responsive. It feels to me like the other ones. Some people say that it's quicker. Personally, I haven't noticed that. I mean, it feels the same to me. Now, the pads are a little small, but to be honest, I have the Akai Force, and I'm not really having too many issues. I don't really finger drum a lot. I do kind of practice a little bit, but that's not a deal breaker for me. I think the pads are perfect. They fit. They can work. I mean, I hit them. The sensitivity is great. They light up perfectly. I mean, I don't have any problems with that. The only other issue that I guess I had was it did not come with a battery. Let me tell you something, man. This thing would have been perfect. Forget the Wi-Fi, forget the connections, forget the library being limited. If you just would have put a battery in this thing, that would have changed the game. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said in my unboxing, it reminds me of a history book. All I would have had to have done was put this thing in a bag, backpack, headphones, boom, I'm out. I don't need to worry about cords and hooking it up to a power supply. Now, don't get me wrong, there is some people out there that are rigging up little power banks to it, and that seems to work. It looks a little weird to me, but it works. But if they just would have slapped a battery in this thing, bro, y'all probably would have sold 100 million of these things, because every producer with this small of a form factor automatically believes that they can just walk away with this thing, disconnect from everything, and start banging on their lap or wherever they at, on a table, at lunch, wherever, and feel comfortable being that this thing is standalone. So that would have been great. So just to kind of, you know what I mean, just to kind of really round this thing off, I really, really like the machine. I think the machine is a great buy. If you, to be honest, if you have the Live and you have the Live 2, or you have the Live 2, I don't know if it warrants a purchase. I'm not going to say that. But if you're looking for a different workflow and you're looking for a pretty much complete machine that all you need is a SD card and you're pretty much ready to go from a very, you know what I mean, small form factor, still got to plug up, but we say they have some things out there. They have some rigs out there which you can do some different things. But if you do not have an MPC and you don't want to spend a lot of money, getting one of these machines would be a great way to get into the MPC ecosystem and really truly have fun. And with the workflow that this machine has, you're going to be spoiled because you're getting something that most of us don't have if you don't have an MPC One, which is we have to go through shortcuts to get what we want. You will actually come in ahead of the game because your workflow will be increased. So anyway, man, that's really much how I feel. This is not going to be a tutorial or anything like that. Really, this is a review / my personal feelings about how I feel about this machine. I think it's awesome. I think if you're in the market for an MPC, this would not be a bad buy. If you're wanting to go with the nostalgia, you can get the the retro edition and go with the retro and be feeling some type of cool about that. But anyway, man, that's my opinion. That's how I feel about it. I think I hit a few of the main things about it. No battery, no Wi-Fi, limited storage, small library in the beginning. Those are my cons, and if that bothers you, then you're not going to get it. But trust me, once you get this thing in your hands, you're going to feel some type of way. You won't be able to get rid of it. I can't get rid of it. All right, man. It's your boy Marcus Elbow. This has been Elbow Media Studios. Go ahead and hit that subscription button if you haven't done it. Trust me, this is the livest place to be for music production, equipment, reviews, all that, streams, everything. All right? Go ahead and hit that notification bell too, because you never want to miss anything. I post a lot. Go follow me on Instagram, Twitter, all that. All right? All right, man. I'm going to get out of here. 100. Peace. Catch y'all later. Next video. 1. Get out of here. All right. Bye.